Switch on, fellas. We only need one more win from these last two games to get promotion. Big training session, boys. And don't you bottle it.
Looking for trouble and fights, but you found me. No, I'm a screw up, but baby, I'm glad you're someone to rely on, someone to rely on. No, I'm a screw up, but baby, I could be someone to rely on, someone to rely on, someone to rely on.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode number 8 of Husavik Heroes here on Shaun Does FM. I hope you are doing well, and today we wrap up season number 1. We just need one win from these last two games against Agia and Magni to try and secure promotion to the one deal. So if you're looking forward to that, we'll also have the end of season review as well. Then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you are enjoying the series, also remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. So we have played one game since the end of yesterday's episode, a double header against the teams who are in and around us, and Letnia, who have already guaranteed promotion, and KF, who are 1 point behind us. If you missed that episode, I will leave a link to that above my head, and that game was against Reykjavik. And luckily for us, it was a pretty comprehensive win in the end. It was pouring down with rain at the Husavik Heroes, but we did get the scoring underway just after the quarter of an hour mark. Nice little ball there for Volsungur to slot away in the right-hand side of goal. That was the half-time score, and we did grab a second-half double. This strike here from Shaun, wonderful after the first time touch to put us 2-0 up shortly after half-time, and then with about 25 minutes to go, Bakari to Morad, another ball over the top there for Shaun, just slots that away past the goalkeeper at his near post, and as I said, a pretty comfortable win for us there, 3-0. That is what sees us stay above KF, and we do come into this game with it having been postponed just a few days. So if we go back to the schedule, you can see we are playing on the Tuesday, and what that means is we are 1 point clear of KF with this game in hand. If we win it, we are guaranteed promotion to the next tier, and if we win one of these two games in today's episode, with the Magni one coming off the back of it after this one coming up against an already relegated Agia, then we might be able to catch Letnia, but it is very unlikely. But just the one win is needed for us to try and gain promotion up to the second tier here in Iceland. And with that, we might be able to turn the club professional, not too sure, but we'll discuss that in and around the end of season review at the end of today's episode. The one thing that we do have over Letnia is our goal differential is a little bit superior, 5 superior, and we have the 2 games in hand. They only have the 1 game in hand, so looks pretty good for us if we can level points with Letnia, but we need to catch them up. With 5 points behind them, and with only 2 games left in the season, it's unlikely that we can go past them, but at least with one more win, we will guarantee promotion. Only got the 1 injury going into today's episode. That is Stein Glimpson, still not quite right from that big injury he picked up in the last episode, or prior to the last episode, I should say. That means that Volsungur keeps his spot out on the left wing, but more or less this is our first choice 11 at the moment. Pretty good team, and hopefully in these games against slightly easier opposition than what was shown on camera the last few times, we can pick up 2 wins and at least get that 1 win to try and secure ourselves our passage into the second tier for season 2 of this Husavik Heroes save. And we will come back shortly with the first game of today's episode, home game against Agia, as I said, a team who are already relegated. Hopefully this is the game where we secure our passage into the one deal for next season. 5 minutes gone, we do have the first highlight of this game at home. We are in the green and white, Agia in the yellow and black, looking very Dortmund-like out there, but we are in possession and look to get on top of them. Nice and early ball over the top for Shaun, and good touch, forced out wide, but swivels back for Morlad. What can we do here? Goes out wide himself, looking to put a ball into the mixer, flicked away there by one of the Agia defenders, and they look to get us down the right-hand side, but hopefully we can get off to a good start in this game. It is a game that we 100% should be winning against the team who are bottom of the league. But with that added pressure, knowing that we need just the 1 win to go up to the next division, there might be a little bit of nerves. Good ball there for Morad, and puts it wide of the post. Good early chance, but still 0-0. 16 minutes gone, and we do have a free kick, which Bakari will take short. Bjarnason, Morad will slot. Oh, Gerson through, tries to put that in the top left corner, forces a good save. I think it was a save, or he tipped it onto the bar. Unfortunately, Shaun's going to pick up a yellow card, putting a foul in on retreat, but another good early chance. Still 0-0 though. And shortly off the back of that chance before it is a corner at the 18-minute mark, and it is Bjarki Baldursson. He has been one of the best players at the club this season, has the Icelandic centre-back, and he picks up a goal, his 5th of the season, near post corner, thunders it into the top right of the goal, and we go 1-0 up, just shy of the 20-minute mark. 21 minutes gone here, and we are back in possession, so quite a few highlights happening early in this first game of today's episode, unlike the first game that we had yesterday. Somehow we end up back on the ball there, an interesting back pass, but they do clear it through the goalkeeper, albeit straight out to Bjarnason. A long shot there from Olgerson just over the bar. We are all over them early, but only 1-0 up. 31 minutes gone, Aegir with a free kick of their own, but Bjarnason's there to tidy things up pretty comfortably for us, so that was a bit of a let-off, but a ball over the top here. They hit that down. We do get back in position. Lovely flick on there for Chris Jansson. He's almost one-on-one with the keeper, just puts it wide. Another good chance, still 1-0. And that is half-time in this game at the moment. We are going up to the second division next season. We are absolutely dominating this game. The only worrying thing, I suppose, is that we're only 1-0 up. We should probably be up by a little bit more, but we'll tell the boys that we're pretty happy. Just need to wind them up a little bit more to grab a cushion goal in the second half, and hopefully we can do that and make our way up to the dield. 49 minutes gone here. It's an early free kick for Aegir, and he's given a lot of space there. One of their attackers at the far post just puts it over the bar, and it is still 1-0. 56 minutes gone here. It is another free kick for Aegir. We do deal with it this time. Bitageko with a nice slide tackle there. A player who might be playing his last few games for the club today, is not keen on signing a new contract for us, and to be fair, hasn't been that great so far in the box-to-box midfield role, so might be worth letting him go anyway, but at the moment not willing to sign a contract. Aegir are back in position here though, and are holding the ball quite nicely to start this second half off, which is a little bit concerning. As I said, we probably should have grabbed another goal some way in that first half. Davilson with a shot there straight at Sigurdsson. He is forced to bundle it out for a corner, so we get away with that a little bit dicey from our goalkeeper at the back. These might be his last few games as well. Being here on loan, the header by one of the Aegir attackers does go over the bar, but they're all over us fairly early on in this second half so far. But now we do have a corner at the hour mark, which Chris Jansson is going to put into the mixer. Baldursson gets his head to it yet again, just wide, and it is still 1-0. And shortly off the back of that corner free kick, Baldursson there, that was a great chance, was one-on-one with the keeper, puts it wide, still only 1-0 to Volsungur. And up to the 70-minute mark here, we are going to make our first substitution. Fjolasia can come on for Baldvinsson, struggling just a little bit, is the player here on loan on a 6.4 rating. Still a little bit iffy here, only 1-0 up with 20 minutes to play. 81 minutes gone, and we are about to have another corner. Chris Jansson puts it in. Spasic gets his head to it. Looking dangerous from corners, but only the one on target so far. And off the back of that, we are going to make a substitution. Olgerson down to a red heart. We'll bring Sverrisson on for him, see if he can do some damage late in this game. Looking for that second goal just to secure things here with the 1-0 lead at the moment. And up to the 85-minute mark, we have a free kick. Bjarnason far post, looking for Fjolasia off the bench. He retreats to tidy things up after the Aegir player gets his head on the ball. Nice ball there. Bitageko will flick that on for Chris Jansson. He is onside. There is no flag up, and that should be the goal that sees us go through to the second tier in Iceland next season. It is a well-worked move after they did deal with the free kick. The Argentinian with a nice ball here after having retreat. Nice little flick on there from Bitageko. Maybe we should consider trying to get him back for next season, albeit, as I said, not too sure if he wants to sign a contract anyway, but that should be the goal that sees us go through to the second tier next season. 2-0 with 5 minutes left. And that is full time in this game against Aegir, our last home game of the season. A pretty comprehensive win, matching our XG. Thought we could have got a few more goals out of that game with our dominance. Aegir had a good little patch early on in the second half, but we held on and got our 2 goals, and we'll make our way through to the dield next season with that win, which secures us second place. And going into the last day of the season, still only 2 points behind Leknir, so we'll come back for the last game of the season shortly against Magni, where if results go our way, we could potentially overhaul them and win the title. So we're about to head into this last day of the season. As you can see, we are away to 8th place Magni, a team that we beat pretty comfortably earlier in the season, albeit at home, so fairly confident going into this one. Not that the result matters too much. It would be nice to go up in style, but not the end of the world. In terms of Letnia, that is the other game we are keeping an eye on. They travel away to Prota Reykjavik. That's a bit more of a tricky assignment for them, the team who were expected to be the team who quite comfortably won this league at the start of the season in the season preview. So tougher task for them. A draw for Letnia and a win for us could see us go above them thanks to goal difference. So we are certainly still in with a shot of winning the title here as long as Letnia do not win their game and we win ours. We could potentially be lifting the 2 dield trophy at the end of this Magni game. And a very early free kick here for Magni inside the first minute. They are in the black. It's very messy there. Baldason missing a header. We do deal with it, but they are back in possession in front of their home crowd. The weather in Iceland clearly picking it in this time of year as it is pouring with rain. Yet again, Galtason up to Jonsson. Gets beyond his man. It's very sloppy from us at the back. He just walks through our defence. His first goal of the season. Oh, so typical from Football Manager, especially in an important title deciding game. And that is a very poor start from us. We go 1-0 down early. He had a bunch of work to do, but we did absolutely nothing here defensively. Good finish into the bottom right corner. And early on, 1-0 Magni. Up to the 34-minute mark here, it's another free kick to Magni. That one shot that they've had so far in the game was that highlight that you saw. We've had about 5 shots, but nothing too threatening so far, as this is only the second highlight of the game. But we do get possession back and now look to work something here down the right-hand side. It's a little bit iffy, but we do somehow keep possession. Bjarnason more or less using exactly the same team that we had in the first game of today's episode. Balvinson plays that back to Spasic. Holding the ball nicely here. Hopefully it results in something and we can get this game back to all square heading into the second half to try and give ourselves a chance of winning the title, because in the other game, Reykjavik are absolutely thrashing. Yep, yeah, and it is a good goal there from Sverrisson Morad with a nice ball into the mixer, and Sverrisson with a nice little header there into the top left corner, and we are back in this at 1-1 and back in with a shot of winning the title. Letnia, as I said, getting absolutely pumped at the moment by Reykjavik. I think there's something like 4-0 down just shy of half time, but a much needed goal for us. And Sverrisson gets this back to all square, and not long off the back of that, it is a throw-in, which our left back puts into the mixer. Spasic takes his time over it, gets it back out for Huston, and now Baldvinsson is on the ball, plays the ball over the top. Sverrisson's just got enough pace to get on the end of this. What can he do? Tries to unleash one into the top left corner just over the bar, and it is still 1-1. And it is half time in this game, 1-1. So if we can get one more goal, we would be taking home the league title, especially with that goal difference and the fact that they are getting absolutely pumped at the moment. Letnia, we're going to make one change at half time. Balvinson not performing too well out on the left wing since coming back from injury, so the Argentinian Filacia can come on for him again. One change I did forget to mention, actually, Sverrisson is in there for Chris Jansson. He is suspended for this game, but we're looking decent so far. Just need that one more goal to try and secure the league title in the second half. And up to the 50-minute mark here, Rafson at left back, unfortunately, is struggling a little bit, 6.4 rating, and he has picked up a knock, so is down to a red heart. That means that the other Chris Jansson, the defending one, can come on for him. 2 subs used, still 1-1 early in the second half. 54 minutes gone, and we do have a throw-in inside the final third. Bittergecko puts it back. We put a ball into the mixer. It is dealt with, but we hold it just outside the box. Verisvon rockets that into the left-hand side of goal. A big goal from him, and we are 2-1 up with about 35 minutes left to play. And if the scoreline does remain this way, and Letnia do not come back miraculously in the other game, we will be winning the title. That's a nice finish there from Sverrisson, given a lot of space inside the box, and just gets that inside the far post, and we go in front 2-1, potentially a title-winning goal. 64 minutes gone, and we have a throw-in. If we can get one more goal, we should be in a pretty safe position, staying to wear these guys down throughout the second half after getting off to that rough start. We have been dominating things stats-wise, and Fiolacia down the left-hand side back for Sverrisson, who has gotten some pretty important goals in today's episode. We do get the ball back there through Spasic, Bjarnason, over for Morlad, Bittergecko. Good short passing here. Bakary in a lot of space on the right-hand side, or he has one assist The ball falls to Gerson, puts it wide, great chance. 1-on-1 with the keeper, but still 2-1 Volsungur. And shortly off the back of that, it is Magni in possession. Their goalkeeper looks to hoof it long. They do win that header, but luckily for us, Balderson will tidy things up. Our centre-back's not having the greatest games today, both on 6.5 ratings, but we are still holding the lead. Nice ball there for Sverrisson, just puts that over the bar, and it does still remain 2-1. Although we do have a highlight straight off the back of that. Carlson puts it back to his centre-back partner. Nice little back flick at the back, and they are still holding position, looking to play out from the back. If they get a goal in this game, it will make things quite interesting in terms of the title race. It would cost us the title, so we do need to try and hold on in this game to pick up some silverware before we go up to the second division next season. Bittergecko, we are back in possession, and we look to drive forward, ball over the top. Sverrisson, 1-on-1 with the keeper. What can he do? He chips him. What a nice finish that is from Agnar Dali Sverrisson, and he gets a hat-trick in the final game of the season. You love to see it coming in when needed for Chris Jansson. Nice ball here from the Argentinian Fiorlacia, and a very cheeky finish, one which should see us secure the league title with 20 minutes to go, 3-1 up. And we get into the last few minutes of this game, still 3-1, not much happening late on. You can see Lechner are 3-1 behind, so I slightly exaggerated how far behind they were earlier in this game, but they lost, we won, and after being 5 points down with 2 games to go, we have overhauled Lechner to not only get promoted, but to win the 2 dield title. So we are going to go up as champions, our first bit of silverware, and it comes in this first season of Husavik Heroes, a magic night to surpass all others, at least one for now anyway, and we pick up the 2 dield trophy in the last game of the season. A very tight title race it was with Lechner, but after struggling early on in this game, we come from behind thanks to a Sverrisson hat-trick, and will be going up as champions after a 3-1 win against Magni. And back in the inbox, just to wrap up the 2 dield season before we get into the proper end of season review. 3-1 win, and with Reykjavik beating Lechner 3-1. As I said, slightly exaggerated that early on, but nonetheless, Lechner lost. We picked up the win away from home and just get the job done by a point. That goal difference would have helped us out anyway, but we are going through to the 1 dield as champions. Back to the inbox, everyone. Pretty happy for us. It is fair to say a few injuries, which are not too important in this last game of the season. One of the best New Zealand managers we are now. That is not surprising. Pretty much as soon as you win anything in Football Manager, you become one of the best New Zealand managers, because there's not too many good ones, it is fair to say. And we bring glory to Volsungur winning the 2 dield. As you can see, we were predicted to finish quite a fair way down. £17 were our pre-season odds. Certainly expected to be down the bottom of the table, not towards the top, and to go up and win the title is a big accomplishment in this first season of the Saver. Next year will be all about consolidation, trying to get ourselves firmly established in that second tier of Icelandic football, and hopefully off the back of that we can push on and make our way to the top division and start really cracking in to this building a nation save. But we are going up as champions, and we will come back shortly with the end of season review. And we are back for the end of season review for the 2021 season. For some reason it comes up as 2020. We did play the 2021 season. Next year is going to be 2022, so not too sure why that date is wrong, but we'll make our way through this title winning season. We won't spend too long on the transfers, as we made a bunch of them. It would take us forever, but the signing of the season, rather unsurprisingly, was the centre-back Bjarki Balderson. He was superb at the back for us, getting 5 goals, a 7.78 average rating. Some other good performances from players like Sverrisson, Spasic, and plenty of players who joined us this season. Most of them did perform well, and we had a pretty good year winning the title, considering those pre-season odds that we did have. So our transfers did work quite well. The results, as you would have just seen in the league, we just did enough to overcome Lechner to take the title by a point. Played pretty well with this wing play style throughout the season. We'll see if we keep it for next season, but based on how we did, considering where we were supposed to be finishing, I think it's going to be worth persevering with, depending on how much we can improve this team over the off-season. In terms of the Icelandic Cup, we had a decent run in this. Won our first 2 games, that one against Selfoss, a team from the division above us, so that is something to take into next season. And it took extra time for Fieldcare to knock us out in that 4th round, and Fieldcare did get promoted up to the top division, so that is not a bad result at all there. So encouraging signs going into next season, and we will ignore the Icelandic League Cup for the 2nd and 3rd tier teams. The sort of 2nd tier Carabao Cup, for lack of a better term, I think is how it works here in Iceland, as we were not manager when we did start this year. That competition is played in and around the pre-season, so we were not in charge of that, so not much point looking at that one. In terms of the moments to remember, our biggest win was earlier in the season against Magni 6-1, and the match to remember, rather fittingly, the game that just got shown where we secured the title on the final day thanks to a hat-trick from Sverrisson, and goal of the season was from Bakary. It was a very good free kick in that game in the Icelandic Cup against Fieldcare, when we did unfortunately lose 3-2 in extra time, but it was a very good strike which gave us the early advantage. Here it is now, just curves that wonderfully into the top right corner to get things back level for us at that stage in that game. But Bakary does pick up goal of the season, so some pretty fair awards given amongst those 3 there. We'll have a look at the finances. Not much we can do about this, being only a semi-professional club. In terms of how we lined up our best 11, having a look for it, is pretty much the team that we ended up using throughout most of the season. So absolutely no debate about that one, with that 4-2-4 that we did use. And then we get to the awards, the club awards. The fans player of the season, young player of the season, and signing of the season all went to Balderson. As I said, really good centre back for us this season. He had a blinder of a year. Top goal scorer this year was Chris Jansson with 14. Sverrisson had 11. Most of our strikers picked up quite a few goals. Olgierson the most assists with 9, playing that deep lying forward role. He had a good season. Most player of the match awards went to Balderson. Highest average rating as well. No wonder he got player of the season. And on the right hand side, a few record breakers as well. Overall goals by a player in a season to Chris Jansson. Most league goals by a player in a season actually went to Sverrisson, so not bad for a player who only would have started maybe half the games, if that. So he had a really good season when we did call on him. And we keep making our way down. A few players picking up hat-tricks, of course. Sverrisson in that last game, and Chris Jansson, most goals by a player in a league match. Stein Glimpson got 9 assists in the league. Sigtrygson, 11 clean sheets. A little bit surprising. He was a little bit iffy at times, and we keep going down and get some of the more obscure ones. Youngest player, oldest player, fastest goal, Stein Glimpson, 11 seconds. Youngest goal scorer, more right at 21 years old. That's a little bit older than I would have thought for a youngest goal, but nonetheless a pretty good season, obviously, with us getting promotion to the 1 dield, and it was a good start to the season apparently that helped us out. Wouldn't totally agree with that. We looked a little bit iffy losing our 2nd game of the season. I thought that that might be the reality check, but luckily for us, we did pick things up off the back of that and do go up as champions thanks to that last win against Magni and Leiknir, getting defeated away at Piotr Reykjavik. So that is what the end of season review does look like. We'll see what else comes up here heading into next season. I think we can just go over to the scouting page, because going into next season, we actually have a pretty decent transfer budget here at Volsungur for a semi-professional club. I am going to try and get them to turn professional. Not too sure if that will work, because I just had a look through the other leagues here in Iceland, and there are teams up in the top division who are semi-professional themselves. So I don't think that getting promotion a couple of times is going to help us out in turning professional, but the more that we do win, the more it is going to be likely. I think the financial state of the club might need to improve just a little bit before we do turn professional. Currently £45,000 in the red, so not ideal, but we are keeping within budget, and we have a nice wage budget for next season, €5,500. Currently only spending 1.8 of that. We really have the room now to bring in some quite good players. A lot of room there for us to improve the squad going into next season in the 1 deal. But that will do it for today and the first season of Husavik Heroes. If you did enjoy it, ending up overhauling Leiknir to win the league, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video. And if you are enjoying the series here on the channel, also remember to hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. If you haven't already done so, we are going to be back tomorrow for the start of Season 2. I have played a little bit further than what you see here in today's episode, so we're going to jump straight into the start of Season 2, albeit that is going to be in the League Cup, the Carabao Cup, more or less here in Iceland, which is kind of a weird competition a couple of months before the league season starts. So a little bit odd, and run you guys through the signings that we have made by then as well at the start of Season 2. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.